Hunter writes, hello, friends I've never seen face to face. I have an inquiry relating to the greatest movie studio working today. Pixar has had an unparalleled run, with most of their movies making 90% plus on Rotten Tomatoes look easy. After a worrying slump, they came out swinging with Inside Out. Now The Good Dinosaur looks to be further confirmation that John Lasseter is a deity. If the latter is as good as we hope, do you think that Pixar could hit a gridlock at the Oscars and some dark horse animation could take the cake? I'm not so sure, because these, hopefully, two gems look to be the only bright spots in a very dim year for animation. Thanks, and until next time, bye-bye.
No, I don't think so. I think there's a difference between like two actors from the same movie and splitting the vote, or one actor in two different movies splitting the vote. But these are, yes, they're from the same studio, but they are two different movies. So I don't think you're going to see Pixar films splitting votes at that point. To me, right now, it's tough between The Martian and Inside Out. I think I might still call Inside Out my favorite film of the year. But man, The Martian comes really close, if not surpassing it, for me personally. Yeah, this whole thing, Pixar has done something. I think they had 7 years in a row where their film, Pixar, was the #1 critically rated wide release film of the year. 7 years they did that. What other studio can come close to saying that? And I blame Pixar for the reason that at some point, they kept not nominating these #1 critically rated films of the year, not getting nominated, not getting it because it's an animation. When at some point people are just going to have to stop being idiots and realize it doesn't matter if it's live action animation. A great story is a great story. A great movie is a great movie. I don't care if it's told with marionette puppets. I don't care if it's told with animation. I don't care if it's live action. A good movie is a good movie is a good movie. And so that's when the Oscars came out with their great cop-out. The best animated film category, which I think is just a cop-out. It's their excuse for getting rid of that pressure they kept facing. Well, why aren't you nominating these animated films, which are the highest critically rated films of the year, and you're not even nominating them? We'll just give it its own category. It was a cop-out. It still is a cop-out. They need to get rid of that category, because a good movie is a good movie is a good movie is a good movie. It's different with documentaries, because that's almost a different medium. I mean, not literally, but there's a difference between narrative storytelling and documentary. I understand why there's a best documentary category, and I love that there is. But I still today think they need to get rid of that damn thing. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Schnapp, what do you think about it? Could two Pixar films split the vote? And what do you think of their overall track record?
I agree with when you're saying splitting a vote. That doesn't matter. Like, actors are up for the same, this person was in the same movie as this other person. They're both nominated for Best Actor, and then other people are in the same movie, but they're supporting actor, even though they had the same amount of screen time. It's a slippery slope right there, but I disagree a little bit with what you're saying. It's like, I do agree that a movie is a movie, but I think that within the categorization, they also have best foreign film. So they kind of split things up a little bit already. So I wasn't really mad at them creating a best animated category, because other than snubbing everything all the time, which was what was happening, at least this gave animated films a chance to be, nominated. And granted, I mean, there's not that many. There might be 15 to 20 animated movies that come out every year versus the thousands
of live
action movies that come out. So it wouldn't even really be fair, I think, in that way, to put, say, Inside Out against Black Mass. You'd be like, what? So I get what you're saying, but I'm not mad at them creating this subdivision until eventually, maybe once it becomes more 40-60 even, that they could integrate animation into the bigger picture. But I think they have at least giving it its own place to be, at least for right now, while it's still a growing medium, or it's always been kind of a sub-medium or a niche market. Only recently are people more like, it's okay for adults to just go see an animated movie. You don't have to bring a kid. It's okay. I mean, it's okay it's okay for,
and you shouldn't bring a kid unless the kid knows you.
That's right, or it's your kid. So it's like, but I think, adult animation has grown up, and adults have grown up with animation. The kids loving it become adults. So I think it's like a different world we live in right now. So I don't think it'll split the vote. But to their question, yeah, Lasseter is a deity.
It really is, pretty much.
It is nice to see in the best animated category that it's not necessarily the movie that wins that. It's that 5 films got nominated, and so movies that you might not have heard of or didn't make a huge dent at the box office, like something like Shaun the Sheep, might get nominated for best animated. It doesn't have a chance of getting nominated for best picture, but you're going to hear about it at the Oscars because it did get some sort of recognition. I think that's why they do foreign film, why they do best documentary and all that stuff. Having said that, is there a rule that says you cannot nominate an animated movie for Best Picture simply because we have its own category? Or because if there's a movie that could cross over, Inside Out might be that picture. And The Good Dinosaur might be great. It might be the best animated movie of the year when it comes out. As of right now, Inside Out is just about on everybody's list for top 10 movies of the year. So could that get nominated for Best Picture? Or is it something where it's not allowed to qualify because it's an animated movie?
No, Toy Story 3 was nominated for Best Picture.
Right.
I think WALL-E was nominated. I think WALL-E was nominated for Best Picture. We all know Beauty and the Beast was the first animated film ever to be nominated for Best Picture. So there is no rule disqualifying, even in light of the new category, animated features from, or rules disqualifying foreign films, as we've seen, to be nominated for Best Picture as well. So there is that.
It is a heavy front runner for Best Animated, right? I mean, The Good Dinosaur could be great, but it's beating Shaun the Sheep. It's going to beat Hotel Transylvania too. Whatever else comes out animated.
Yeah, don't get ahead of yourself. No, I'm just kidding.